Draymond, this is Cooper Moorhead with the Miami Heat. I know it's not a one-to-one comparison with you and Bam, but there are some overlapping, parts of your skill sets. Just curious as to what do you see of yourself in Bam, and also what does it do for this team with so many elite playmakers to have two guys who can kind of play make off their abilities?
I see a lot of similarities. Obviously, the way he reads the floor, the way he see the game is incredible. Extremely good passer, and use other guys, to his advantage. And that's been a big thing with him with the Miami Heat. He was actually teaching me the other day, how to be more effective with the fake dribble handoff, and was giving me a couple tips on that, which was incredible. But a guy, I've watched Bam since Kentucky, and obviously through his, I think 4 years with the Heat, and his growth has been amazing. And to share the floor with him, and he's a lot more athletic than I am, than I could ever imagine being. But I definitely see some similarities there, and it's great to learn from each other. Obviously, I'm quite got a few years on him, but he's a very good player in this league, and it's great to have him on this team, and to be teammates, and a guy that I can learn from as he can learn from me. It's great.
Thank you.
Raymond, you're up, and then Joe Biden.
Hey, Draymond. After everything you guys went through this season with the protocols, guys in and out of lineups, did you allow yourself to hope that it was behind you and you could get through a month here, free and clean, or did you worry that this stuff still was going to pop up?
You always hope that you can get through free and clean, but the reality is that's just not the way it goes. It's possible, but it's just no sure thing. And obviously it sucks. 17 months later that we're still dealing with the same issues, 17, 18 months later. And, obviously all hoping that there was an end in sight, and it kind of doesn't seem like there is. Still costing people opportunities of a lifetime. So sucks. We all came in hoping that we wouldn't be affected by it. And, it's just not the way it's going.
Thank you.
Hey, Draymond. It's funny. We started this whole training camp asking you guys about building camaraderie and hanging out and maybe even recruiting guys for the next super team. And now we're wondering who's hanging out with who and who's going to end up in protocol. How are you guys balancing that? Are you able to spend time together away from the court, and do you still have to now be on guard that the virus isn't spreading from this guy to the next guy?
Well, you always have to be on guard. You can't just ignore it. But on the flip side, I also think we're in a space right now where everybody's kind of trying to get those last few days in with their family before we head over. And you're gone for 3 weeks away from your family, so you're finding that balance. And I think the reality is, we'll spend much more time in Tokyo together than here, just because everyone's families came into town, which was an incredible thing by USAB to allow, and open up the testing and all those different things to family. So I as this go on, we'll continue to spend more and more time together, and that's important. Because, we all come from different teams, different backgrounds, and it's important to build that camaraderie. Obviously, you may want to do it with a mask on. You may, you try to take all the precautions that you can, but at the end of the day, you're still trying to build a basketball team, and we all understand what that means. We all understand how that's done, and we still have to do that.
Hey, and I had another one, if it's okay. Coach has been talking a lot about this, and it's been a theme of camp about getting you guys back in shape. And can you explain for us, and this is not meant as a criticism at all, but can you explain for us why maybe this camp more than previous Olympic camps, so much emphasis is being placed on getting you guys back into playing shape?
Well, it's a completely different year. Obviously, the season went much longer than it normally does. And so your routine that, most guys would normally take is all the way thrown off. For the most part, I think the earliest anyone finished was May 17th.
Mm-hmm.
And so you try to get that time off, spend time with your family, go on a vacation, and let your body recover after an extremely demanding year, especially for teams that were in the bubble. To come back 2 months later and then go through a condensed season where we play 10 less games in about 2 less months. It was just a completely different year. And so I don't think everyone's ramp up was what it normally is. In saying that, I think we are starting to turn the corner conditioning wise. And, ultimately the goal is to be in shape July 25th.
Thank you.
Hi, Draymond. You touched on the fact that this pandemic has taken so much from so many people. And as it pertains to sports and the NBA, people, have missed games. They've missed multiple games. But then you touched on like Bradley Beal. He's going to miss an experience of a lifetime. Just as a human being, how much do you feel for him?
Definitely feel for him. It sucks, committing to Olympics, as great as of a thing it is, it is a huge commitment. You give up essentially half of your summer. And, that's with already a strenuous schedule where you miss, for most guys on this team that have kids. And, if you don't have kids, you still have family. You already miss a lot of time with family due to the work schedule. And then to essentially give up 5 weeks of that in the summer, it's tough. But, the experience, the opportunity to represent your country is one that, we all dream about growing up. And so to see that opportunity taken away, you can only sympathize with Brad and hope that, in understanding what has taken place over the course of, like I said, the last 17, 18 months, that, if we can accomplish our ultimate goal, which is going out to win a gold medal, you'd hope he still gets that gold medal because he did make that commitment to this team, to this country.
Thank you, David. You're
Hey, Draymond, I was just wondering, at this point, obviously the stakes are pretty high with everything that you have to do in Tokyo, but at this point in your career, do these opportunities to be in these kinds of settings along other all-stars and superstars in the league, do they mean anything more to you? Is there any added significance at this specific point in your career, given your age?
Well, I'm not that old. I just turned 31. But it does, especially, just anytime you get to share the floor with multiple all-stars, multiple NBA players, champions, young up-and-coming talent, the future of this league. It's incredible. You make each other better. And, that's always important. You get to know guys, you build relationships that grow even further than the Olympics and basketball. It's an incredible thing. I think for me, being in a position where everybody kind of wrote me off and thought I was washed up last year, to be here is great. It's been a theme, the story of my career, just proving people wrong. So to get back to this place and, still be able to compete at this level, it is special.
Sir, did you have a question?
Draymond, quick Warriors question. You guys obviously have 7 and 14 in the draft. I know you'll be in Tokyo during the draft, during free agency, but I know you do talk obviously a bunch to Joe and Bob. Have you looked much at the draft prospects? Do you like potential guys there that you think could help right away? And what do you just generally think about your guys' positioning going into the summer with assets to go young or also maybe try to make a trade?
I think we're in a great spot. And, like you said, there are a few different ways we can go. Ultimately, that's not my decision, but I do try to help in those decisions. And, I will continue to do that. I think the draft is maybe I think we'll be 14 hours ahead or something like that. So, I'll do all I can to be on Zoom, or, if there's one positive out of the last year, we all discovered that, there's different ways to work and you can work from different places. So, I still plan on being involved as I've always been, making calls or whatever that is. I'm not sure if I can even talk about draft prospects. I got fined for tampering already. So, I don't really want
to. Without naming anyone, are there guys you like and think could help right away?
I think there are guys in the draft that are good that you like. You never know if a guy ultimately can help until they're out there. But in saying that, there's definitely some talent, some really good talent in this draft. And, there's also some good talent in this league. So we'll see what happens.
Thank you. Finish up with Steve Drumright.
Draymond, is there any other protocols that you guys have to adhere to after Bradley has been ruled out of the Olympics? Are you guys under more restrictions?
No, the same restrictions we've been under for the most part. Just taking all the precautions that we can, wearing your mask, doing all the things that, we've been doing the entire time. Like I said, obviously that's an extremely unfortunate situation. But we can all just only continue to take the precautions that we've been taking and hope for the best.